Ladies and gentlemen, we are finally here. From mock draft to mock draft to mock draft to mock draft. We did 5 mock drafts, and I did 5 more, which I'm about to post on my Twitter soon for you guys that still need to do your drafts. I've gone through every pick on a 10-team points per reception league for ESPN Fantasy Football, and I finally drafted my team. I didn't pick my pick. I just got the random pick they gave me, and I think this is the best team I have drafted through, like, with all my mock drafts combined. I think this is the best team I've drafted. So I'm super excited to show you guys the Chicago Crows for the 2020-2021 season. But first, if you guys see that logo in between Chicago and Crows, right in the middle there, that is the Chicago Crows official logo for this year. Big shout out to Chromakaiju 3000. He's the one that designed my logo for my channel as well as this logo for me. So big shout out for him. The link to his channel will be in the description. And without further ado, let's get into the team. Okay, so unfortunately, I forgot to take pictures during the draft, but I do have my pictures from after the draft so you can see my team. So some of these players will not be my starters, but they'll just be my starters for the week. But these guys are all my starters. So for my quarterback, I have Josh Allen. Now, I stressed a lot this year that you should be grabbing Tom Brady, and I almost did grab him in the mid-9th round, but the guy right before me picked him. So I was like, you know what? It doesn't really matter. QBs, I think Tom Brady's going to have a breakout year, but when it comes down to just being honest, QBs don't matter too much. They're all going to do around the same thing. One QB has a breakout year like every year. Lamar had one last year. But with like most of the quarterbacks, it's all going to be the same. Josh Allen's going to have a great year, I think. He has Stephon Diggs on his team, so I decided to pick him for my starting QB. And then for my first 2 picks were my starting running backs. I got Alvin Kamara and Aaron Jones. Those are 2 incredibly good running backs, and I'm super excited to have them on my team. I really think I did good. I picked, I believe, 5 running backs and 3 receivers for my first 8 picks, or maybe it was 4 and 4, I don't remember. But yeah, I think I really did a good job with my running backs, receivers, and the flex position this year. So let's get on to the receivers. Okay, so look at these receivers. I'm not even going to say anything. Just look at these receivers. This is incredible. My 2 receivers, Chris Godwin and DJ Moore. You guys know I'm a Panthers fan, so obviously I'm going to love DJ Moore. DJ Moore's awesome, but Chris Godwin was actually my 3rd pick, and then DJ Moore was my 4th pick. Chris Godwin first. I've actually said in one of my videos, I believe, that Chris Godwin and Mike Evans maybe hesitate on picking them just because they're going to be targeted. They're going to be sharing targets this year as well. Gronk's also going to get some targets, and then Leonard Fournette has a stronger run game than what the Bucs previously had, so I think they might run the ball like a little bit more than last year. But I still think Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. Chris Godwin kind of fell to me. Like, I don't remember exactly what pick it was, but he should have been picked a long time ago. So I said, you know what? Chris Godwin's going to be a great wide receiver for my team. And then I got DJ Moore, the pick right after that. DJ Moore is awesome. The most underrated receiver in the league, in my opinion, although I'm a little bit biased because, as I said, I am a Carolina Panthers fan. But yeah, I'm super excited to have these 2 as my wide receivers for this year. Okay, so with our tight end and our flex position, we got Jared Cook. Jared Cook's pretty good tight end. I mean, not much to say. He's obviously not going to get targeted too much because the Saints have Michael Thomas, but I feel like my backup tight end, which you guys will see in a little bit, which will eventually become my starting tight end because I think he's going to have a good year, but I had Jared Cook just in case he doesn't have a great year. And then we got Robert Woods for my flex for this week. I actually have a different flex. I have a couple flex options, which I'll show you guys obviously in a little bit when we get to the bench. But yeah, just this week, I think the Rams have an easy matchup. I don't even remember who they're playing. But yeah, I think they have a better matchup than any of my other flex options, so I decided to go with him. Okay, so for our next 2 picks, we got our defense, the 49ers defense. Actually, not my starting defense, believe it or not. You'll see my defense in a second, but they're playing the Cardinals at home, I believe, this week, the 49ers. So I just feel like, even though D-Hop, Kyler Murray, pretty good team, but I just feel like the 49ers are going to be better than my other defense, which is my starting defense this week, and I'll explain why when we see that. And kickers don't matter. Okay, so for our next 3 picks, which happen to be the first 3 picks on the bench, we got Jonathan Taylor, David Montgomery, and Stephon Diggs. Jonathan Taylor, I think, is going to have a breakout year this year. It's obviously his rookie year. And if you guys have not seen this picture of him, I'm going to put it on the screen right now. He is jacked, and he is playing running back. So I think he's going to do well. Maybe have a Derrick Henry type year. And then we got Derrick. I'm missing up. I'm mixing up David and Derrick, but no, then we got David Montgomery, had a pretty good year last year. I think he'll do slightly better this year. And then Stephon Diggs is a great receiver. Not much I have to say about him. Okay, so for our next two players slash defenses on the bench, because obviously we have the Patriots defense and Marvin Jones Jr. I wanted to pick another receiver. I tried to get a lot of receivers because my two starting receivers, DJ Moore and Chris Godwin, have the same bye week, which really doesn't matter because that would only be 1 week that I would have to worry about that. But still, I don't want to automatically have a loss that 1 week, even though one loss it's not the end of the world if you have a stacked team. And then the Patriots defense, the reason I don't have the Patriots starting this week, even though they are my starting defense, is because they're playing the Dolphins, and the Patriots have not the best history going against the Dolphins, so we really don't know what the Patriots are going to be like this year. They have a really different team than last year, but yeah, we'll definitely see, and I expect the Patriots defense to be starting most of the weeks this year. Okay, so for our last two players, we have Ben Roethlisberger. The reason I have Ben Roethlisberger, I think him and Matthew Stafford are both going to have really good years this year. So I wanted to pick one of them for my backup quarterback, but Matthew Stafford was already taken. So I don't mind picking Big Ben at all. Yeah, both of them, I think they're going to have pretty good years this year, and I think one of them will actually win comeback player of the year. And then for my backup tight end, who I assume will be my starting tight end later on in the season, I have Austin Hooper. Austin Hooper is a big question mark for some people this year, obviously, because now he's on Cleveland, but I think he's going to have a great year. And even if he doesn't, I have another tight end, so I don't have to worry about it. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I don't know what I'm going to do because obviously you guys know I like to post weekly. And obviously I want to give you guys updates on this team, but I don't want to do it weekly because then I wouldn't be able to upload anything else. So what I was thinking of doing is maybe once a month or maybe every 3 weeks I could give you guys an update on the team. And then for the playoffs, I would update you guys every week, assuming I'll make the playoffs. But I think I will because I have a really good team. But yeah, thank you guys again for watching. Check out Chromakaiju 3000. He posts a lot of Godzilla content. Obviously, the link to his channel is going to be down below because he made me that super cool Chicago Crows logo. As you guys can see, if you guys skip through the intro, right there in between Chicago and Crows, it looks awesome. But yeah, thanks again for watching for the third time, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.